Hello YouTube, welcome to a little project that we're about to embark on. We're looking at putting a fitted wardrobe into our bedroom. Got a lovely design made by Sharps, but unfortunately it's just a little bit out of our price range. So we're looking at the Ikea PAX system to see whether we can actually recreate that effect using their modular system. The challenge is that PAX is not designed to be fitted, and so we're going to see if we can do an Ikea hack to make it fitted.
So the plan here is to use the self-contained carcasses as actually part of the fitted wardrobe. What we're going to do is actually screw them to the wall, and then we're going to fit the sliding doors separately in front of the carcasses, attaching them to the floor and to the ceiling.
Okay, so one of the challenges with PAX is that we want to run our wardrobes to the full width of the bedroom wall, which is 330 centimetres approximately. We can't get the carcasses to fit exactly. I'm using the PAX wardrobe designer, which I have to say is a brilliant bit of software. We've created the room to the right dimensions, and then we've put two 75 carcasses in the middle and two 100s either side. And the actual software has chopped it off where the wall is, which is actually what we want to do. We are going to have to chop off approximately 10 centimetres either side. That is going to be a challenge. Okay, so this is the room. It's approximately 330 centimetres wide, this wall. As you can see, we've actually built a 75 wide cabinet. One of the challenges we have here is that we would actually quite like to do without this backing piece of wood. Now, there is a slight snag with that, which is that I've discovered it's actually integral to the structure of this carcass, to the point where when I built the thing, I then tried to push it upright without the back on it, and it actually sort of did that. It twisted, and it's actually damaged some of the fixings down here, so I've actually had to reinforce it, which is fine because we're not going to see it, but it does highlight a problem there. Another thing we're going to have to look at is, if you look here, we'd quite like this to be right against the wall, but right now, because of the skirting here, it can't be. So I think the next challenge is we're going to see if we can just cut a notch out at the bottom so that it goes right against the wall.
So in reality, I had to cut out a notch out of both side panels, but I also had to shorten the bottom horizontal panel slightly, and I actually cut back the wood that actually backs the cabinet. So the next challenge was, how do we remove that backing without compromising the structural integrity of the actual unit? The idea was to use some of these Modesty Blocks, actually put quite a few of them around the inside of the cabinet, then screw through them to actually mark the wall. Once I knew where the holes were in the wall, I knew that then if I removed the backing piece of wood and used the original holes, that the cabinet should be square.
Now, these screws are not in any way designed to hold the wardrobe in place. All they are there for is to screw this piece of wood, make a hole in the wall, so I know where to put the plasterboard fixings.
Once I'd screwed into the back and then taken the screws out, I removed the cabinet and put cavity wall fixings in where I needed to in those holes. And the next stage was to remove the cabinet backing, which I'd carefully nailed on before.
Right, so I built this 75 unit, and I've actually put the inserts in there now, so we've got 3 drawers, which all seem to work nicely. I've also got a trouser holder. Few learnings from this first unit. One is, I'm not sure that these Modesty Blocks here are the right things to use. And the reason being that, with all the wool in the world, a real wall is not completely flat. And so there's always going to be a little bit of gap between some of your fixings, and that looks untidy. So I'm actually suspecting that this may be a better option. It enables us to actually slide next to the wall, and I think it's going to look a little bit more elegant. So I'm actually going to switch those Modesty Blocks over for these. In the next episode, I'll show you how I do that. We'll also build the 100 wide cabinets and cut those down. So if you've enjoyed this, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and you'll be notified when the next episode comes out.